Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Kenner League Recap. We got Ahmad Garnett here and Wilson Turpin Jr. Ahmad, let's get straight to it. Big news today. We had Jim Couch fall from the ranks of the unbeaten finally. They fell to the Bulldogs 55-52. I got a little background information on that one. However, you were in the building. We'd like to hear from you.
Um, Biggest thing that stood out to me is one thing I've been mentioning in every show is that Jim Couch needs to start off fast. They started off pretty fast today. They were the first to draw blood. They scored in the first minute and a half or so. So they were playing good, but 14 missed free throws, a lot of missed opportunities. That's not the formula to win a game, especially against what I mentioned, playing against a team who has played together, the Bulldogs, who have played together before in college and in this league before. There's a team full of Bowie Bulldogs, okay? So this team has played together before. So you make these mistakes on this type of team. The team that has played together who knows, like, all right, when we get on this run, we know how to keep this run because we played together before. So they missed a lot of opportunities and they lost the game. That's really what happened. But takeaways from this game is definitely that they started off fast. They did that. But if you don't miss 14 free throws, you don't have a lot of turnovers, and you don't have certain players trying to play hero ball, as the coach said, you win the game.
Yeah, 14 free throws in a 3 point game decided by 3 points. Pretty much sums it up, regardless of the other things.
Exactly.
14 opportunities is a lot.
Exactly.
Consider you down by three. But we'll move on from that. Shout out to the Bulldogs for handing Jim Couch their first loss in the regular season. We got Clyde. They beat the Tombs 87-79. What happened in this one?
So I was a little surprised by the Clydes, the way they came out and played, because Clydes have been struggling so far this year. But A.J. Wilson, who has been in some games for the Clydes, who's been in and out, he missed last week, came in and dominated. This is A.J. Wilson's the overseas guy, 29 points, 15 rebounds, double-double. And today is the day of the double-doubles. We had two other people with double-doubles and one more other player who was close to double-double. It was a blowout. The score doesn't show justice. In the first half, the Clydes were up at the end of the first half, 54-35. It was not close.
So that 87-79 is nowhere indicative of.
The Clydes came out and they just slowed everything down in the second half. Scored when they needed to. When Toombs were threatening, and not to say Toombs weren't playing well, they just couldn't score when they needed to and couldn't stop Clydes. AJ Wilson definitely stood out to me the most. He's dominant, and you can see definitely the overseas body. You can see how well he plays and the shots he takes and the way he moves. He's a pro moves, So it definitely stood out to me.
That's the beneficial part about teams that do have pros showing up, even if it's not every game. It's totally changed the outlook from a game-to-game basis.
Exactly.
All right, we got a Kwashi Family Dental. They stopped on point 82-73.
Josh Arnell, another double-double. 10 points, 13 rebounds. Quash had a lot of overseas players, and I mentioned this last week when we did our recap. And actually, I mentioned this yesterday when we did our recap. Quash, they're overseas guys, and those overseas players that have a higher IQ, they play just a different brand of ball, than these college players. They play a different brand of basketball, so they're smarter, they move better. And it wasn't like On Point didn't play well. On Point played very well, but 11-2 run for Quash out of halftime definitely brought them back. And Eric Green was lights out for Quash too. He played very well in the second half. DeMarcus Denania, 21 points, and he was dunking on everybody. That's for On Point. He played well too, but when you have certain missed opportunities, again, like there's a lot of missed opportunities today. Teams were actually starting off fast. It was very consistent play all around, but when you have a lot of missed opportunities, you can't win basketball games that way.
Facts. And you were talking about Kwashi having those vets. Vets understand how important it is to come out of a half and go on a run because it dictates terms in the second half. It's like getting your work done early.
Exactly.
We got higher level, holding off Hoop Magic 67-61. Was this one as close as the final score?
Yeah, actually. So Hoop Magic, they were down by I think 10 or 12 in the first half, but they had fought back well. Higher level, They just play better. They have a player, Messi. I don't know how to say his last name, and I tried to ask everybody how to say his last name, so we're not going to butcher his last name. But he had 17 points and 9 rebounds. He played very well. But Hoop Magic struggled, but they fought back. But I think one of the biggest things that killed them at the end of the game is in the second half. It was about a minute left. They were down 5, and higher level had the ball, inbounding, and their coach is screaming foul. So the coach is screaming foul, 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 and everybody over here and everybody in the stands is thinking, you're down 2 possessions, and you have a possession to give, so all you have to do is get this stop on this possession, come back, hit a 3 or hit a 2, and then you're down by 1 possession, and then you can think about fouling depending on how much time was left off the clock. Then once he fouled them 3 times and they finally got a steal after the third foul and scored. They were down by 3. It was about 45 seconds left. And then he was screaming foul again, the coach. And then he realized, like, oh, 1 possession, 40-something seconds. We're only down 1 possession and we had 2 possessions left. So we don't got to foul. Then he stopped screaming, don't foul, don't foul, don't foul. And then they went down to foul. And they got to the line. They made 2 free throws, and after that, they had another turnover offensively for Hoop Magic. So I definitely say what might have killed them today was coaching.
Right.
But at the same time, getting down in that situation early shouldn't have happened in the first place. So we can say coaching, but at the same time, better play would have had a different outcome.
Yeah, that's just one of those things with awareness, understanding where you are, be it the coach or the players too. Like, it's not just on the coach to be aware as well. You guys are on the court. So even if the coach is wrong, somebody has some wherewithal, right?
One of the players that were on the court saying, like, yo, should we be fouling right now? But in the heat of the moment, and they weren't coming off a timeout. By the time it got down to a minute, they've been playing for 7 minutes. There have been no fouls, no timeouts in between there. So everybody's on the court. They're playing for 6 minutes straight in game time, not 6 minutes regular time. 6 minutes game time. So you're tired. You're not thinking very well. But in another instance, like, you have overseas players on this team, you have pro players on this team. So the IQ should have hit you. Like, you shouldn't be fouling right now. Somebody on the court should have told one of the players, like, yo, we shouldn't be fouling. They should have told each other we should not be fouling right now. But in that situation, the first thing you want to do is you want to listen to a coach, But unfortunately, the coach put him in that situation. It was unfortunate, but they lost.
All right, well, that's definitely something to keep an eye on going forward for that group. Late game situations, be it the rest of the regular season or if they're in the postseason, what have you. All right, the last game of the day is winding down right now. We got AWash and Papa. What's happening now?
Papa's up 67-60. This has been a very balanced game all around. No players standing out in the stat sheet. No certain team is really stretching away. I think this might be the biggest lead of the game, the 7 points that Papa is.
Oh, wow.
With 37 seconds left. So Papa is probably going to come out on top of this game. But this has also been a very balanced game. It's a very good brand of basketball right here. So it's one of the games you sit on the sideline, you watch, and you're like, this is a very good game. Playing good defensively and offensively. So nothing really stood out from a player standpoint. It's not really a player I can tell you, but as a team, both teams had played well in this game. But Papa just pulled away at the end.
All right. If there was anybody that you felt like you didn't name that stood out today, floor is yours.
I would say Bowie as a team stood out to me because when you play that Jim Couch team and they have all that talent, it could be scary. But as Bowie, you have all that chemistry. You played together. Bulldogs team. You played together. So you play against these higher level teams, these good teams, and you have your chemistry as a team. You understand what you're doing. You know what to do as a team. Okay, like, this guy is very good. Like, Tyler Perkins is very good. They slowed him down a little bit today. Tyler Perkins did play very well, but they slowed him down. Everett Hammond didn't score. He scored some, but majority of his points came in the last minute or two. He had 6 points in the last minute of the game. So when we can slow these guys down, and some of these guys just might score. But as Bowie State, they came back when those guys scored. They came back down in their offensive possessions, and they ran some plays, played very well, and they scored, and they hit their shots when they had their opportunities. But at the same time, shout out to the Bulldogs, but Jim Couch missed a lot of opportunities too.
Yeah, again, shout out to them. You did what 4 other teams couldn't do already, which was
exactly 5 other teams. They're 5 on 1.
5 other teams. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, 5 other teams had an opportunity to do and failed to do. But again, like you said, missed opportunities. But shout out to the Bulldogs for today. Ma, appreciate you taking your time. Can't wait to see what you'll be taking in next week at the Kenner.
Yeah, last week of the regular season, going into playoffs that week after that, so everything should start amping up. The play should start amping up. So I'm really looking forward to it.
For sure. We're looking forward